Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a good day. Today's a very interesting experience I would like to share from buying from eBay. So, as you guys probably aware, recently I've made a bunch of purchases out of country because, like internationally on eBay, because they don't have it in US, they don't have it in my local store. For example, like UK and whatnot. So I'll be buying stuff internationally, which means Tariff. So on eBay, they kind of already like increased the price for that part per se. So I thought that was covered. So I was very much surprised when I got a FedEx invoice, a quote, or activity record, I should say. I got a FedEx activity records that actually literally say, this is not an invoice, do not pay from this document. And then has a charge of 90 cents, like literally 90 cents, less than a dollar. So I was extremely confused. And then it says to pay for your invoice, please go to the fedex.com/payment link. Thank you for using FedEx, the typical stuff. And then say, dude, this is not an invoice, but documentation for your records. So it was like very much confused. And then I was like, so this is not an invoice, I don't have to pay, right? And then I was talking to my husband. My husband said, yeah, right, they just sending it for fun. So I was like freaking out, like for 90 cents. And then, because it's like, then I called the customer service the next day because it's already like nighttime. So anywho, long story short, apparently if you get an air quote invoice or activity record for less than a dollar, you are not obligated to pay. That's what they said on the phone. You don't have to pay if it's less than a dollar. It's basically like, they didn't really say it's waived, but basically you don't have to pay if it's less than a dollar, and they will record that on their side so that you know that you don't have to pay. I was like, okay. And that will also explain why on my FedEx, okay, so on that activity record, it has a record number, it has a date, and it has an account number, like these three things, and a bunch of papers that has like basically all the information from the Italian seller that sent it to me, because it actually came from Italy. And that was the weird video that you've seen that I mentioned, that they actually has all the ID information from the seller, which is absolutely crazy because it's like literally his driving license and everything there. Anywho, so I thought it was interesting and weird at the same time because I've never get mails with someone's ID, copied of their ID in the packaging before. So anyway, so it's very easy for me to know, okay, what is this 90 cents corresponds to, because there's only one dude to send me ID information before that I have to shred. Anywho, yeah, so they told me you don't have to pay, like, because it's below a dollar. Usually, like, you don't have to pay if it's below a dollar. And I was like thinking, how the hell I know? But anywho, I was like, okay, so is there like a tracking, like, is there a reference number, like invoice number or something that I can have this recorded for this conversation saying I don't have to pay because I don't want anything on my credit scores and whatnot that's extremely low already, kind of. They're like, no, but if you want, you can call back and they can confirm that I recorded this conversation and whatnot. So I was like, okay, I got the person's name, I got today's date, I got a bunch of paper of, how many pages here? Hold on, let me see. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages of double side printed, by the way. So yeah, it's a waste of trees, waste of mailing service and everything for something you don't have to pay, but at least that's the transparency that they keep it for record. And that also explains why it's not tied. The account number was blank. It says none, which is weird. And then the record number is a number that if you go to the invoice on their billing online, if you pull that record number, it's basically number one, you don't have this invoice tied to your actual account, which is weird. Number two, that record number, you cannot pay it online. So it was kind of like really confusing. It's like, yeah, anywho, because I was kind of like, oh my god, I have to double pay, like the turf crap, like on both eBay and FedEx and stuff. It's crazy, kind of. Yeah, that's basically it. So, and I got let me see, I still have the tracking. So I got the package on February 23rd. And yeah, so February 23rd is when I got the package. And I got the billing document. The invoice record date was March 13th. So it's about like 3 weeks from that or something, or 2 weeks, because Fab has a shorter month. 2 weeks of that, and to get the payment. So if you don't get tariffed, even though now it's supposed to be no tariff, well, I don't see a price drop whatsoever, so I don't even know what is happening, to be honest. But anyway, if you don't get tariff right away when they deliver the package and ring the door, don't be too happy, because apparently you can get an activity record / invoice 2 weeks later. And apparently if you less than a dollar, you don't have to pay. So confusing. Anyway, first time dealing with this. Like, literally first time dealing with this. Because usually, like, they would call you and you make the payment before they deliver the thing, kind of. So, well, at least that's my old experience. That was a long time ago. So this is the first experience. So, yeah, don't be too happy. You might get a bill 2 weeks from the delivery date. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed today's content. Until next time, have a good one, guys. Bye!